Welcome back to Aging Gracefully. Today we're diving deep into what it really means to embrace life, health, and purpose as we grow older. My guest today is here to share their journey, wisdom, and the secrets to living fully at every stage in life. So let's get started. Hi.
Hello.
Thank you for being a part of Aging Gracefully.
It's my pleasure. I'm honored.
Well, I'm honored to have you here. First, can we start with your personal story? Can you share what Aging Gracefully means to you?
Yeah. So, my name is Tina. I am, if you haven't noticed my accent, I'm from New York originally. My story of aging gracefully, goes back to, I don't even like to call it aging. Do we like to call it aging? So I think that's part of the grace. It's like we're just going through it. We're living in the moment. But yeah, I've been on this journey of self-reflection, and I think that is all part of the reason why it becomes aging gracefully. I have 2 children, and they're adult children now, and I have my own business.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you'll have to tell us more about your business a little later on, but great. At what point in life did you decide you wanted your own business to kind of move away from working for others?
It came pretty late in life. I think I've always had that entrepreneurial spirit, but it was during COVID when it was like, I'm in retail fashion. I've worked at Nike, in food service. I went to the French Culinary Institute. I'm like all over the place a little bit. But I've always had that entrepreneurial spirit. When I first met my ex-husband, I went to culinary school because I wanted to open up a bed and breakfast and inn. So I wanted to hone in on the skills. So, but during COVID is when things started shutting down, and I was like, there's like a world of opportunity to open up here. So I took the fashion end of the business and took it on the road, and we started doing pop-ups. And from there, it just kind of what flowed into this spot where I'm in now, which is what really passionate about is health and wellness. And I have a woman's product called Trot Vital. My website is Awaken Vitality, and it's just really creating community of women like you're doing to just how do we stay connected, and that's all part of aging gracefully.
Absolutely. So what's some of the health regimens, or is there a daily routine that you use to keep, to feel vibrant and energetic? Is there something that you use?
Yeah.
I don't mean necessarily product-wise, but maybe a regimen in your skin, or even a product that you use.
Yeah, I've always been into fitness and working out and a health journey, but since I'm like 20, and my dad passed when I was 16. He had colon cancer, and he seemed really healthy to me. He had a healthy diet from what I was saying, so I always, from that point on, became conscious about what we put into our body, somehow affects us in some way, shape, or form. So I got into the whole health thing. So my regimen has changed and evolved into different things. Currently, for the last probably since COVID, I do a meditation practice in the morning, a yoga practice. I also went to India to an ashram to learn yoga. I exercise. I have a Peloton. I'm constantly doing things to keep the body moving, and again, not being defied by. I do a headstand every day.
Oh wow! Okay, you're free to do it here.
No, I don't think on the marble, and I don't think with the dress on. But yes, I just try to defy, like, oh, you can't do that because you're older. I'm trying to keep up. Some of the people who inspire me are people who don't let age, they'll jump out of an airplane at
Exactly.
70 years old. and be
Exactly.
Like, oh, that foot was amazing. So yeah.
That don't let age define them, no matter what
Exactly.
age. Now, can you touch a little bit more on what you do for your mental well-being also?
Yeah, I am very spiritual. I, was raised in a Catholic. When I was young, I was raised Catholic, and it kind of went. And then I married a guy who was Jewish, so we raised children that were multi, I guess, dual.
Dual
whatever
religion or
yeah.
dual culture.
But so for me, it was important to find a place where they had a belief system, that they were raised in a place where there was so it became more into like a New Thought spirituality.
Oh.
So I find a lot of, for me, reading from New Thought books, A Course in Miracles is one of my daily routines.
Excellent book.
Just to keep myself centered, and then practicing Kundalini yoga, and then listening to podcasts that are going to, just touch my soul.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Are there any people that come to mind that you could think of that you feel has aged gracefully, that the world would know of, that you think is so that's wonderful?
Popular people, like you like to say, they've aged gracefully. Like somebody to me, like Diana Ross, who I've seen her.
Absolutely.
In it,
they said she just did a show that was fabulous.
Did a show, and I think just her saying yes to that, like if her voice, I don't know, a friend of mine did go see her, and she goes, "Oh yeah, it was good. I didn't know all the songs because she's younger, but it's like just for her to say yes. I don't know how old she is, because she doesn't, make it like whatever. But yeah, she's still just out there shining, smiling brightly. Nobody knows all her business.
Yeah,
and she just puts it all out there. I used to work at Neiman Marcus, and she would come in and just be like running through the store, and very friendly, very personable. So she would be one that I would say aged great, that I would know,
that you would know, that the world would know, that we could, absolutely.
But there's so many others.
There's Jane Fonda.
Yeah, Jane Fonda.
Who's amazing.
Another one who keeps herself going. Like, they don't, like, it's, like, oh, what are you going to do when you retire? I'm like, why would you retire? Like, why would you even use that word? It sounds like you're just going to...
Yeah. So what does retirement look like? Going home and sitting down and doing nothing, and that's what, I get the visual of somebody, oh, I'm going to retire. Well, what does that look like for you?
Yeah.
Do you go home and just give up on life?
Yeah.
Connections. Can you talk about connecting? Because staying young and in spirit and grace is also connecting with the community. So can you talk about your connections and how you connect in your community or with others?
Yeah, I kind of pride myself in my diversity and connection with community, people of like all ages and all races and all genres of, being, like I have gay friends, I have black friends, I have white, all different things, and we learn from each other. But it's important for me that's the main thing that I want to do. Part of my thing with having this Awaken Vitality and Trot to Vital is to create a community where, it's about women, it's about hormone balancing and about menopause, or, when you get your period as a woman. And when I grew up where it was like, don't let anybody know. And then my mom never spoke about her menopause, and I'm just like...
They don't, exactly. And that's another thing that we need to be more open about and sharing with women is, what menopause look like, what it feels like. I think most of us go through it alone. Even I did. I was ashamed because I didn't really even know what it looked like, but I sure knew that I was changing, my body was changing, but I had nobody to really talk to talk to about it.
Exactly.
And say, I'm feeling this way, and looking for support. And I think that we do need to be more open about that part of our life.
Yeah.
And coming and going through that phase, but we don't.
Yeah. But hopefully that's changing because of the things like this, doing podcasts and talking to women and just it getting more out there. I think it was Oprah who was doing the menopause revolution, which, agree, disagree with what that whole thing was. It doesn't matter. It just created it's creating the buzz around, oh, we can talk about this, and there are different things that we can do to help each other, whether it's eating, supplementing like mine, or, where these things come from. So yeah, I think community is the number one thing that is going to reverse the aging process. Because the more active you are in the community, the more you're like, you get in line with what the music is, what the food is, what the trends are,
Exactly.
So I think that that's been really viable for me to be able to stay young.
Ageless, yes.
Ageless. Yeah.
How are you, have you started reaching out in the community to women to let them know about, that your product that'll be coming out down the line?
Yeah. Well, it's just recently launched. We have, Instagram and all that stuff. But the biggest way to get it out is, through the community, through reaching out. And it's a conversation that I can have with women. I, have another place of business that I go to that I work, and it's now easier to talk to women who are, young and in their 40s that are just entering it. They'll start flashing as something and be like, and the conversation just comes up where you can have the, literally have the conversation where it's not like, I'm going through the part. It's like, it's part of the process of life and how to make it. Because everybody goes through it differently, right? Every woman goes through it differently.
So you're reaching out to women, and a lot of people don't know this. You're reaching out to women as young as 40, because a lot of women don't know that they can go through, was it premenopause or perimenopause, at a young age, and they think that they have to be much older, but that's good. Do you do any type of information session, so that women understand and know the product and what the, how the product works?
Yeah, well, our Instagram does a lot of that. The website has a lot of that. We are doing more product knowledge information, with the doctor who formulated it, and then also incorporating the other co-formulator who is manufacturing it at his space. So and then I have affiliate marketing, that people who are doing more and more informational, the doctor's doing a podcast. So each thing that we do, we're trying to get more and more information, and it's just, with social media, it's like a necessary evil, I say, because I wasn't raised that way. I wasn't raised around it. We had to have really, intimate conversations. So I think the intimate conversations are where we're going to best succeed, and getting more and more people to talk about it. Part of the thing that with gaining wisdom, I call it wisdom, I don't call it aging, I just come wiser, I'm getting wiser, is that you realize that things don't have to happen in a nanosecond.
Absolutely.
It takes time to get things like, not perfect, because there is no such thing as perfection, but to get it out there and to do it the right way. Like even if I had $1 million and I threw it out there in a marketing campaign, it still wouldn't put the message out there the right way.
Exactly.
So I'm really proud of the way that it's happening, I call it planting seeds in very, 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 very early stages of grassroots
Wonderful.
marketing, you know.
Wonderful. If there was something that you would go back in time and say to your 25-year-old self, what would you say? Or how would you change? Would you change anything?
Yeah, I would let go of the fear of, you know, I'm not enough. I would I need somebody else to help me. I think that's the biggest lesson I've learned, is that it takes a village, but you have to be the person that, you know, creates the village, right? And you don't need more and more. It's like you don't need somebody else to say, oh yeah, you should do it that way.
Yeah.
It's the opposite, right? You get people to help you. You get to ask for help. And I think back at 25-year-old me, I was just like, you know, raised with a mom who, you know, had she was just like, you have to go get married and have kids. And I'm like, oh, I guess I do.
Most of us was raised that way.
Yeah.
And the baby boomers, absolutely.
Yeah, and so I thought I had to, but I don't think I ever really wanted to. I mean, I love my children, but I think that there was more for me to do. I mean, I was always trying to be better. So, and you know, I was the one, they called me the rebel. I was definitely the black sheep. I grew up with 2 sisters and a brother. I was the middle. And when my dad was, you know, the disciplinary in the house, when he would say, oh, go do that, I would be the one saying, why? You know, pick that up. Why? You know, and he appreciated it because he was encouraging me to keep asking why. So I think at 25, I stopped asking. I don't know if I ever stopped asking why, but I was like, oh, let me let somebody else answer that. So that's what I would change. I would be like, just do it. I would tell, I think I've raised my daughter that way, to be somewhat fearless, but you know, we have to get there on our own. Yeah. There's that line in the Wizard of Oz, you had the power all along. Yeah. And she had to go through that journey.
Exactly.
You know, there's so many metaphors. I have the goosebumps in that movie that, you know, just it's her own personal transformation, right? So, and she had the power all along. She just had to realize that she had it.
Yeah, so what's your own personal transformation?
Oh, so many. There's so many. I mean, yeah, here I am. Yeah. Here I am. And I'm not stopping.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute, somebody said something, well, that will happen in 10 years. And I'm like, wow, in 10 years, I'm going to be 75. And I'm like, wow. All right, well, let me flip it and be like, wow, that's going to be amazing. Because I'll be doing, I'm finally putting so much passion into what I'm doing.
Yes, and life is about passion. Yeah. And being passionate in what you're doing. Yeah. You know, that's amazing. So what's next for you? I know it's the product. You see yourself, where do you see yourself, you think, 5 years from now?
Hopefully living in a little village in Italy. Oh. And traveling. I have Italian roots. And then traveling, just being able to travel and bring the whole vision I have of awakened vitality will full circle into all the other visions that I've carried with me. This sacred supper thing I have that's been in me for I don't even know how many years, a lot. I would say probably 30, maybe.
It's been in you for 30 years?
Yeah, about just how communities, how people just, you know, gather and share, you know, traditions or values. Because I grew up, but none of us could leave the house on a Sunday. We all had to be around the dinner table. Yes. It was my dad's day of not working. Yeah, and being at home with the family. Very traditional. Yes. Very traditional. Yes. And did you raise your kids traditionally like that? Pretty much, you know. Life's changed, you know. They're all doing their own things, and but we still do it. We still have the like at least once a month we'll do our Sacred Sunday supper. So yeah, I'm really proud. That's probably my biggest thing, is I'm really proud of the two humans I have co-created to be, you know, substantial on people on the earth. Their values are great. Yeah.
Any regrets?
No, it's all been lessons.
They're wonderful. And if
I would have called them regrets probably 15 years ago.
Exactly.
But now I'm like, beautiful lessons.
Yes.
You know?
So I finally, that saying, there's, you know, purpose and power in pain. And you know, as I've gotten older, I've realized that that is so true, that sometimes you have to go through the pain, you know, to get the purpose, that whatever that pain was to show you, you know, to get through life, you know, and to get through this journey. And you are truly aging gracefully, ageless.
And so are you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing your story and your wisdom. You've shown us that aging isn't about slowing down. It's about living with intention and purpose and grace. To everyone watching, remember the best years are still ahead of you, not behind you. And keep aging gracefully.